and start the pledge. Tonight we have a public hearing. We have a consent order actually for a non-action, map 17, lot 11A.
Yeah, I believe we have attorneys from both sides that are here this evening, and probably, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, we have them sort of fill in the details of the consent order and what was discovered and what they were trying to accomplish with it.
Yeah, sounds good. Does either party wish to start?
I'm here, Ian.
Oh, hi.
Please go ahead.
You want me to start? Okay. Hi, Matt Williams from Hodgson here. I represent Dave and Natalie Wright. They purchased this property back in October of 2018. They had no real knowledge of any zoning violation or anything of the sort. They go to sell it, and the buyer's real estate agent, I think, was coming through the code enforcement file, and they'd come across this letter. Nobody else had really seen before, discussed, and apparently it was this letter from, kind of weird really. It was a letter from, in 1995, from the then town planner, Bob Georgitis, to the then owners of the property, Roger and Clara Chambers, notifying them that there was a violation of the property. It was only 1.69 acres, and it was in a zone that required 2 acres. According to Bob Georgitis' letter, the property was created in the 80s at some point. My further research, though, uncovered the fact that the property, the 1.69 acres, was actually created in '79, about 3 months after the town enacted zoning. And it had just gone unnoticed for all that time. In the 80s, there was a building permit issued. Nobody said anything, or nobody seemed to notice. 95, that letter goes out. The then CEO, Bud Legros, was copied on the letter, and they warned of enforcement action and whatnot. But nothing ever was really done about it. So, when this was discovered by the buyer for the property, or the buyer's real estate agent, I contacted the town. I said, hey, let's wrap this up or do something about it. These folks bought it without knowledge of it, and it's been there for so long. And so, it's basically the backstory to how we came to the consent order. We decided it was the most efficient way to handle this. Didn't really make sense to try to go in front of the planning board for any sort of after-the-fact variance, since that would have just surely gotten shut down, or certainly should. That's where we're at. And so the consent order provides that my clients are gonna pay for the town's attorney's fees in working this out with me. I worked with Joy on this, and pretty much is what it is. If you guys have any questions, then let me know.
Anything to add, Joy?
Only that, the filing fee, the attorney's fees also do include the filing fees in court. And then once we get everything signed and get it back, we'll send it over to opposing counsel to be recorded, and then that recorded copy will be given to the town. But other than that, everything that he said is correct, and the town sees no issues with the property as it is.
Any questions from the board at all? Need a motion for this to be?
Well, you have to come out of public
Just a
hearing.
public hearing.
You can, when you're approving your agenda, if you wanna take this out of order and act upon it while all these parties are here, you can do that.
Okay. Is that it from the public regarding this? Anything else not regarding this?
Tom Prosser, abutting property. I just wanted to get a better understanding of what that means moving forward. Does that mean that this property, or the 1.69 acres, is now essentially to code, and that whoever buys it moving forward could develop the property as they see fit, as in terms of property would now be meet code?
So, no, They can make any alterations or any, as long as they don't violate the current land use ordinance. So buffering, side buffering, any of that, as long as they don't violate any of what's in the ordinance today, they're okay. So it kinda makes it almost like a legal law, it's an acceptable illegal law.
That's what I was kind of getting at. So, moving forward, whoever, somebody purchased the property, they would essentially be able to do, as long as they got, proper building permits, et cetera, they'd be able to do, develop the property. And it wouldn't be seen as a non-code lot.
Right, the only limitation here is the size of the lot. It should have been 2, it's gonna be 1.69. They would have to meet all the other criteria within the zoning ordinance to do anything else on that lot.
Gotcha, okay. Thank you.
Anything else? Alright, seeing none, then I'll come out of public hearing and move into approval of the agenda.
I do have an, committee board report on the, RSU Finance Committee.
I'd like to move the consent order, we move that right after, as the next item.
Okay.
And I do not have an RSU update, I was at the meeting, at the comedy show, and I forgot my paperwork. I will update, I will do my best to update at the next meeting, because it was quite a show.
Anything else with the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion by Donald, seconded by
Second.
Phil, all those in favor? Agenda approved. Alright, we'll jump right in then to the consent order. Map 17.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you do have copies that I provided in your packet. There's been just one modification to the consent judgment and order. On the second page, in paragraph F, there was a language change that was picked up, that was modified. Doesn't have any significant changes to what's being requested. And then the land use citation and complaint, it will be reissued or be signed by the code enforcement officer as opposed to me, as town manager. So tonight, if you, I would suggest that we take 2 motions. The first motion would be to approve the consent order and provide authority to me to sign. And the second motion would be to issue the land use citation and, as written and to be signed by Jim Nagel.
Okay, I'll make those 2 motions, and the,
You wanna do this
fees.
one first though, Keith, right? Land use
Yeah, I
citation.
think you're right.
What?
I think we do the land use citation first, the complaint, and then
consent.
the consent. I think Tom is absolutely correct.
So the land use, ordinance complaint is you take that, what are you gonna do, take that to Jim?
Yeah, Jim will sign it, it will be part of the document that will be issued to the court, so the court knows that the citation was issued and that we've come up with a resolution to it. And it'll be recorded.
Yeah, I'll make that a motion that we do that citation first.
Well, second.
So motion to carry forward on the citation, seconded by Dan. Any more discussion on this? All those in favor?
I'll abstain.
Yep.
One abstention.
And then, I'll make a motion that, the town manager, that we approve the consent agreement, and, we give the authority to the town manager to sign it.
Okay, motion by Dan.
I'll second.
Consent agreement, seconded by Phil. Any more discussion on this?
That's to include the legal and filing fees.
It's on.
Yes,
Saw that.
it's on the 3rd page, item 3.
Okay, all right.
All those in favor? With one abstention?
Yes.
Thank you much. All
Thank
set
you.
with that?
Thank you.
I can sign I can sign one of them right now.
Yeah, and I can have them sign while they.
Okay.
Just for.
Sure. Can you take a quick,
Okay. Yeah.
we'll make sure that he takes it appropriately.
Nothing is ever put down, because when it's been there, I mean, that's been a lot for, probably for long before we did the zoning. So it wasn't there. And nothing was ever put down, said,
Well, what was it before, they went to 2 acre, what was,
just a lot.
I know, but what was there anything in the land use ordinance that had, lots in it?
I don't remember. But I mean, still, even if we had, if that was a lot, and it has been there as a lot for, since way back when, and it should have been grandfathered.
I appreciate it, thanks a lot.
No problem. Good, all right, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Continue through to, public forum. Any non-agenda items on the, any public?
Maybe way out of the way out.
You're all set?
Yeah, I'll find my way out of here. Thank you.
Legal the minutes, December 23rd.
Could we ask that you folks talk a little bit louder?
Yes, but you folks
Okay.
move up to the.
What'd you sit so far away for?
I got tuned way up, but he's still not picking up the sound.
I make the motion that we accept the minutes of December 23rd, 2019.
Thank you.
Motion by Dan, seconded by Phil, all those in favor? Velma,
Yes, Finance Committee met on Thursday, January 9th. And I do have a bill here from KDK, the consulting group, that I will give to Keith, so he can see that. The RSU has gone out and is looking to try and save some money on insurance, so they do have a broker who is looking. And right now, they found some savings, about $1,200 worth, and they are going to look further to see what they can do. We got a draft of the fiscal, 21 budget, and on February 4th, the Finance Committee is going to start the budget overview at 7:30 at room B105 at KES, and that meeting is scheduled to last until somewhere around 10 o'clock or so. That's February 4th, and the next meeting is on February 5th, same thing, 7:30 to 10:30, or whenever that meeting ends. So those are the two big Finance Committee meetings. And they're working on the new budget.
Do they have a goal set?
No, not yet. Well, they might have, but it hasn't been brought to the Finance Committee yet. But they start at 0 and go from there. The key metrics in the district look very good, they're in line with what they should be, and that was it.
anything more on that $250,000 that they are trying to round up to cover, it was the last meeting you were at? They kind of requested all department heads to submit absolute necessities and
Yes, and they have a list of department savings that they have that come up to more than what the overdrafts are in the legal department. So at the end of the year,
Yeah, they had
they
it,
should be all set,
they had it covered.
That
They
won't
have
be,
it
that
covered.
won't be resolved until a year.
right,
They have it covered, my question was just, well, they've got it covered, apparently they didn't do a good enough
Right.
job, but there were certain things like Jack brought up, that they budgeted for special education, which is a high number,
yeah.
and they have to do that they didn't have to use, and I think that was the biggest chunk that they grabbed out of, so it kinda
And
makes sense.
what will happen if between now and then, say a student comes into the district that does need out-of-district placement, that part of the savings could disappear, so.
All right, thank you for that. Mr. Manager?
Yes, I've provided some additional, photographs for you at the front of the table from, January 3rd till today of the efforts that are being done at the, building site. Presently, the contractor is, I believe, finished his, foundation work. I think there's some backfilling to be done, and as well as now the geoform is going into the interior of the floor system. That's being, excavated, laid in, and then covered, at this particular point. And from what I'm gathering from our first construction meeting with the contractor, they will be buttoning up their efforts on the site after they finish the foundation stuff. They'll be done until, March, April, end of March, the 1st of April. It's not necessarily mean they won't be working on our work. They'll be, doing the walls at their facility in Brunswick, and then having the walls trucked down and placed along with the trusses that'll be placed. As I understand, once the building goes up, their efforts will be to make it, watertight, so they can put the floor in and then start any interior finishes works that they have to do. They're pretty satisfied that they'll be making our deadline, in a timely fashion. I'm not quite sure what Brex is going to do. We have another construction meeting tomorrow, and Brex may stay on site a little bit longer than perhaps, Will Letwell, in order to finish up any, base they have in. We do have the final, we have the Army Corps, after, Army Corps permit, and we found out that the DEP, by permit by rule, we were looking for an addendum to our existing permit by rule, but they treated it as a new permit by rule. So they're gonna be a couple more weeks out before they have it here. And I think what Brex is trying to do is get the stormwater, ponds, the retention areas that need to be done before it really gets frozen hard. They're working on the one that if you're facing the building, the one to the left, they can do, because it's not part of the original, it's not a change from the original permit. So they're doing that one. The one to the right was the modification, so they have to wait for us to get the permit. So whether that slows them down or not quite sure. They also asked about, if and when we were gonna get in there to cut the trees and to, get the septic area going. I didn't know this, but they put a bunch of money, or a small pot of money, to do that work if they have to do it. So, I've got Roger and them talking to see, who's gonna hit the timing the best, and try to get that work done as well. So, power's on site now. CMP finally put the temporary power system in. Other than that, I think things are moving.
Hopefully it stays temporary.
Huh?
Hopefully it stays temporary.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
So speaking of that, the foundations for the solar thing, is that gonna happen?
That won't happen right now.
We gotta wait for the
Have
permit
to wait
because
for
it's
the
on
permit.
that side, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay.
Once the permits come in, then they'll be able to put the foundations in for that. which is only an auger type thing that goes in the ground. And then, wrap that up. Still don't have a signed contract with Neoto yet. I've given him the, draft, I'll have to follow up, it's unusual for him not to contact me, so I'll follow up with him on that, to get that signed. So, we're moving right along.
Have we had anybody do any inspections of the, the footings and?
SW Cole has provided me all the reports, they're in the file, in the office. They've shared all the test data, I have all the files to that. Everything, is over and above what it should be at this particular point. I was a little more concerned about the concrete and the slump testing, and how that concrete would, but they did a wonderful job, the concrete, they wrapped it.
Yeah,
kept
they
it
wrapped
warm.
it and they ran, I saw that they were
Right.
running some coolant around to keep it warm, so.
Yep. They did a great job in putting that in correctly, so.
Yeah, that was good.
How thick is that foam that's going in there? I mean, it
Yeah,
looks
I
like-
think it varies,
Yeah.
it varies in size, I think, they're 2 feet, I think they're, 4x8, but 2 feet thick. And then there's other special foam that goes where the carrying walls are going to be. So, and then that'll all be covered and wrapped. Kind of amazing, the geofoam. Everything seems to be moving along.
Yeah.
No bills yet to speak of. No substantial bills yet. You haven't seen them yet, so.
Yeah.
They will be coming up shortly, and I'll talk a little bit about the
Yeah,
bond anticipation only. Mr. Chairman, we had that collaboration meeting. Selectmen, Danlick and Du Bois indicated that they would be part of that, meeting. It's set for Thursday, this Thursday, the 16th, at 6 o'clock at the Kenmore Port Police Station. Dan just gave me some bad news that he's not gonna be able to make it, so, he's got other plans that evening,
This
so I'm not.
Thursday, I might be able to go.
Okay,
At the police station or the fire station?
police station.
Oh, they're meeting down at the police
Yep.
station.
So, yeah, Jason, you can come, then that will be, you and Tom and I will be there. I'm not
I
sure
work
what-
Tuesday and Wednesday this week, so I think Thursday's free.
Okay, alright, are you Tuesday, tomorrow in town?
No, I'm in Wells tomorrow, and then I'm back in Arundel Wednesday. Why was tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have the, building committee meeting, I wanted to get your
are
picture.
you in town tomorrow?
No. What time is that? 7?
7.
I can see if I can find coverage or something, but.
Alright, just, I'd like to get your picture in the photograph of everybody else at the same time, but.
Yeah,
Yeah, make a card, have, your wife make a cardboard cutout, we'll
yeah,
just stick it
we'll
on the
put you in the
side.
back there, yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Or hide you behind, yeah.
The budget, development is in full swing at this point. I've got most of the, criteria from the department heads. And I'm also, we've got some substantial, recommendations or requests for funding, which I'm paring through now. Most of it has to do with personnel. So I'm working through that at this point. I will have a package together for you all to look at, very shortly. I would say we'll probably start beginning of February sometime, and we'll get kicking off on it. But,
We haven't set a meeting date for that yet, right?
No, we have not. I've kept the Monday and Tuesdays open, so, we can either go off Monday or a Tuesday if we need to. Or if we have to change another date, I'll have to look back what the budget board said about, when they could meet. Can't remember if it was Wednesday or Tuesday was okay, you remember?
I think we were doing it on Wednesday, but
Okay.
I wouldn't swear to it.
Alright, I'll double check, and put that together, so, but things are coming together,
Building
Yeah.
committee's tomorrow night here, 7 o'clock?
correct.
Okay.
So I don't have any more to share at this point, other than, I've got
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 3 departments that have asked for new personnel. So, we're waiting through that right now. The status of the bond anticipation note, it's been approved by, I think I sent you a quick email on that.
Yep.
Quite sure it did. Been approved by Benefit Savings. Right now, we're working through the contract language on the note with our bond counsel. She's picked up some things that she wants to review with me. And if they are okay with it at the bank, then we'll set a closing date for that, either the end of this week or the first of next, so we can have cash when we need it. We can draw it at any time. So at this point, we don't have any substantial bills, so I would tend to leave it alone until we do. And obviously, we would put the money into the municipal building capital reserve fund. The fund that we have, we'll draw from that, so we can keep a good accurate record of it and move forward, so.
How much do we have left to pay for Port City?
They're into, not much, other than their regular contract, which required them to have certain amounts of inspections on the project as we move through. They had some additional stuff because of the value management work that we had to do, and did some modifications to the plan as a result of that. But other than that, I think we're on, I think we spent $170,000. I think it was 180, somewhere even 85, I can't remember what it was. Right in that neighborhood, so, we're right on task, and then whatever additions that we add to their, task. We did add a little bit more of inspections for them to do as part of this process. They'll be meeting weekly with at the construction meetings. But if we need any other inspections from them, I put them on notice for that. At our first construction meeting, something that Dan and I were gonna need to get together with, they're after me now to put together and solidify who we're gonna have for AV, phone, security, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
because
I was gonna bring that up, that
Yeah.
we need to get together with
they're
that.
getting ready to roll. We can talk about that tomorrow night at the building committee meeting, but they want us to be ready to go. And they wanna know who they're gonna be working with, so when they get back on site in March and April, they're ready to go.
Yeah, I think what we should do, is we'll come up, we can talk about it tomorrow, but I think we can come up with what we think, and then we'll present it to the rest of the selectmen and see, as far as security, and then we're gonna have auto-visual stuff should be pretty easy. I think we're gonna go back around quite a bit with what we're gonna do for security, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need to chat about it, and that'll be good to do.
Yeah, good.
In terms of the bond application, I'm working on the, application to the bond bank, and I send that off to bond counsel. She'll review that material and we'll get going on that.
Exciting times.
Moving along.
You know,
That's all I.
Like in the last month, I've been asked twice if I knew what project was going on in the field across from the blueberry fields. Seriously? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You know?
Young Bell's new home.
Yeah.
Well, the only other thing that, and Dan mentioned it once, maybe I should, get a banner or something, put it on the side of Willette's trailer. Future home of the municipal offices for the town of Norwood. I don't know, I guess we can talk about it.
Someone probably cut it down to steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Kennebunkport got their sign back.
What I heard.
Anonymously.
Yeah.
But there was also a nice little article, not only in the newspaper, but on TV about that. Maybe our sheriff should get something about our signs on TV to
Well,
see.
our signs were referenced in it.
Yeah,
Not our sheriff, I was last thing,
Yeah.
our sheriff was in
yeah,
York County.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, New York County Sheriff, Bill King got something, to show what our signs look like and see if they could.
All right, we are here to hopefully come up with a legal representation for the town. Did everybody have a chance to read through each packet individually and highlight any points of interest or anything?
I get it all mesmerized.
Yeah.
Mesmerized.
Yeah.
I can go first, but, you know, what I discovered, each one brings a different type of expertise or staffing to the table. They bring, some, large firms which have a municipal division within their firms to assist, and so they don't have to farm a lot of stuff out. The firm that was from, Auburn Lewiston, Trafton and Metzer seemed, they seemed a little bit on the, smaller size, but they seemed very aggressive in terms of what they were trying to do. I didn't see within their information whether they had the expertise in municipal law as perhaps the others. But I did see that they said that they would keep their fee at $185 an hour for a 3-year term, which, you know, sometimes that, it can be a motivating factor, as you look at these. I don't know much about the Bernstein Shore, folks. Philip Saucier is gonna be the primary. Their hourly rate and their labor rates were pretty substantial, $275 and $300. Jansen Beard, Natalie Burns would be our primary, but Ben McCall has worked with us in the past.
And then I guess who's on the bottom of my list?
So, you know, they're another firm that, that has a lot of knowledge in municipal law. They also have an office in Kennebunk. Drummond Woodson, is another firm, obviously, and our past town attorney, Leah Rachin, has gone to work for them. They've indicated that the rate that they'll charge us for 1 year would be $175 an hour, the same rate that Bergen Parkinson is presently charging us. And there'd be no mileage for Leah's services. She would continue to be probably our primary and very knowledgeable in some of our stuff. So I think every one of them brings something to the table. And quite frankly, I'm happy you're making the decision, because it's a tough decision to make. There's quite a bit of-
To me, the biggest exclamation point was Leah. I mean, the rate seemed fairly reasonable, and she's so familiar with our town that I'm afraid that if we were to hire any one of the other companies, that we would be paying hours on hours for them just to understand
Go do the
the ins and outs
research.
of the town, you know? So, to me, I would like to see a motion for Drummond Woodson, just for that simple fact. I mean, unless anybody else has strong objection, it just made the most sense to me. And their insurance policy, I think, was the highest out of all of them.
I like Jensen Baird. Not only are they a local firm with a lot of municipal experience, and they are well-rounded in all areas. I don't think it would take them long to come up to snuff with anything we're doing. But I like their fixed rate through 1/1 of 22, $200 an hour. And they're also the attorney for the town of Kennebunk, so,
Would that be a conflict at all with any, like, school stuff, or, no, they could just,
What I did say is that you give us 15 hours at no charge for the first 3 months, meeting with boards and groups we brought up to speed. That was part of their package,
and some bear.
yeah,
so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Jensen Beer placed that in.
yeah.
Drummond Woodson, I mean, I was a little shocked at their paralegal rate at $150. That's pretty high, I think. And you'll notice too that while Leah's gonna be charged $175, I think TIF work or municipal finance work goes up $275.
Right.
It's nice we don't have to pay transportation costs because Leah's down here, but and the other thing is, they didn't commit as Jensen Bear did. As a general rule, they don't double bill. Two lawyers in the room talking about something, you know, you're paying $2 175.
Right.
So, I mean, between, I think Bernstein's sure there, I know Phil very well, he's a good guy, and he's a very competent lawyer, but I think their rates are a little,
They seem high to me too.
and I just think that the guys from Auburn, that's just,
Too
that's
far.
too far.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, so I think it's between Drummond Wilmington and Jensen Baird, and, I mean, both of those firms are very competent municipal counsel.
Do you think they might consider negotiating that number that you think is a little on the high side?
The paralegal rate,
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll maybe,
if we,
Jensen Baird's paralegal rate is 95,
yeah,
and their fees is 200, but it's fixed 200 for everything, including TIF work and bond work, so, I'm probably not gonna have that much of that kind of work anyway, but going forward, but we might.
and if we told them we wanted to go with them, if that rate was a little higher than we liked,
And I don't wanna overstress, but I don't know how much paralegal work would be
Yeah,
performed, you know?
Right.
You know, if you get into doing briefs and stuff like that, then paralegals get involved in doing that kind of work and putting those things together, and it's a lot of hours involved in doing that, but,
yeah,
and we seem to go to the law court
yeah, I'm hoping that
every
comes to an
month.
end. I hope that comes to an
Yeah,
end.
I know, that's killing us.
Well, that's the thing, I mean, I like both of these, but we still have some open litigation, right, that we're waiting for. And, you know, I know that whatever contract we sign, we're gonna be, you know, with them for a little while, and the reason that I kinda like Leah is because those open litigation, she is very, very familiar with those. And these were my top two, Bernstein and Scher, for other reasons, you know, I didn't even wanna have them as part of this discussion, but, you know, I'm kinda torn between the two. I think Tom brings up some good points, and I think I mentioned it last time, I really like the idea that, you know, Leah is part of this and she understands, but sometimes it's okay to move forward, you know, move with somebody else, but.
We've done it before, when attorneys, when you change firms like that, Tom, if we went with Jensen Baird, they would immediately get in touch with Leah and go over everything with her.
Yeah, they meet and go through all the pending litigation or whatever she's got on
Yeah.
board.
But they would charge for that, right?
Well, Jensen Baird is saying they're gonna give us 15 hours.
Yeah.
Free, in
And
the
then-
first 3
yeah.
months, in the first 3 months, that's what
Yeah.
they're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
They'll be doing more than
15
3.
hours don't seem like a lot.
I don't, yeah.
How much can they get done?
Well,
In
that would be
15
just,
hours.
that'd be just to get the files, you know, see what's going on. I'm not sure how much, other than this, in the 180B, I don't, Leah's got going now with, Stillfin.
Stillfin,
Yeah.
that's going to court, what, the 27th?
Yeah, or something like that, but other than that, I'm not sure that we got a whole lot else at this point.
No,
There's
We're
still some
waiting
open
for-
items on Du Bois,
well,
right?
we're waiting for a DEP decision,
Right.
which may sunset a lot of the other
But
stuff that's.
We've got a DEP decision, you mean a court decision on the DEP?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, court decision.
right, hopefully the AG's taking care of that.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
but once that decision is done, you know, it doesn't mean that they can't come back and
Correct.
fight it or reopen their application or whatever, so I don't,
But all the
hopefully
paper,
it's done, but you know, I don't see that as being completely all done with at this point.
I like the rate of Jensen Baird, and I like the 15 hours, there were several things that I highlighted on theirs that I liked. They anticipate a number of training sessions as requested by the Board of Selectmen, and they also have an office,
I kinda like the
they also
idea
have
of
an office locally. They were my top pick with Jensen Baird.
I mean, Leah's been, I think she's done a terrific job in town. I like working with her, I mean, I've had other matters with her over the years.
If we're ready, I'd make a motion that we go with Drummond Woodsum, and Leah would be our lead attorney.
Did they already assure that? She was,
Yeah, she said, no, Amy Chow said in the letter
Oh,
that they
okay.
would need to contact.
Right. Is that a motion,
Yes.
Phil? Okay.
if I can second it.
I'll second it.
So motion by Phil, seconded by Dan to accept Drummond Woodson? That's the
Yes.
motion you made,
Yeah.
as our legal
With Leah as
representation.
our legal,
Yep.
lead person.
Any more discussion on that? All those in favor of Drummond Woodson? Anybody opposed? So three, yeas.
4-1.
Tom, yeah, okay.
And I think it's still ready once that leaves, that
Yeah, yeah, she's up there.
she's up to speed with everything, you know, she knows us and she knows our ordinance,
Yeah,
not that our ordinance is
she
terrible,
knows
but-
everything that, about our town and,
Well,
and with her knowing everything she knows about our town, we don't really need the 15 hours that Jensen bared off it.
and the land use ordinance, you know, I mean, it's just so. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's so,
And,
but they all are, I mean, yeah.
True, I understand that, true, I mean, but I think, I mean, both, I think we do very well, but
I do too.
I
Love your trust.
fully support.
Okay, moving on, any other business? Need a motion for the payroll and payables. this
Yeah,
week.
it's payroll as well.
So moved.
Second.
By Dan, seconded by Velma, all those in favor? Sign away.
Yeah, I know, I get that packet, I know.
Yeah.
That was kinda strange, but-
Oh, what happens, I get tea in my head, usually, I have to look and see the name, I must be the town clerk.
I think
because
it's-
looked at this thing
Oh.
and sent it to the town clerk.
I can't believe I can't see.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I said something, I couldn't, that's why I gave you a packet,
Yeah.
in case you don't say it.
Well, that Henry, that's just me school football. He's social security check. My new liquid, he just wears your ass there. I'm not yesterday. I was looking in the garage, you know, something, just to try and see what's wrong. Let's see. So I took a peek out, went back down to the garage.
Yeah.
I came back up and it was, they were up by 2 touchdowns, I'm like.
I came up, my sister Charlie, is this a thing?
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Motion by Dan,
Second?
seconded by Phil, all those in favor?
I did, right. Get it? Gonna give me a home before the,
Yeah, what do you,
football.
who's gonna win the night, you think?